Fair, spoiler-free reviews of the newest films. Vaughn on Movies.
Brought to you by ChristyMarin.com. In the cautionary tale Piranha 3D, seismic activity opens a passageway under Lake Victoria, that's movie speak for Lake Havasu, to a subterranean lake infested by prehistoric piranha. It just so happens to be spring break, but this year Beard Collegians are not going to have their run of the show. It's up to local sheriff Julie Foster, played by Elisabeth Shue, to save partygoers and her family, who are conveniently aboard a boat that can amazingly sink while being stuck on some rocks. When I first saw the trailer for Piranha 3D, I thought this looks horrible, and boy was I right.
The world's toughest movie critic.
I've never seen so much blood in a movie, and that's actually Piranha 3D's strong point. At the very least, director Alexandre doesn't disappoint with some surprisingly creative demises. One of my favorites involves a girl whose hair got stuck in a propeller. Ladies, that's not a good look for you. On the downside, you have to sit through a lot of female degrading moments, and not every kill is in good taste. Floating saline and other reproductive organs? Probably a little extreme. I did see this in 3D, and there are a few shots that call attention to the 3D aspect of the movie. And by leaps and bounds, this is the worst 3D treatment I've seen. One shot showcases a piranha's egg that's floating in the water. It is so incredibly blurry, I really couldn't identify it. And the rest of the movie is marred by shadowy double vision. And even though the plot screams direct to DVD, the acting is what really does it in. Stephen R. McQueen's performance is so abysmal. The only thing I can think of that comes close to matching it on a scale of suckness is the delivery of the girl playing his sister. And now on to some cameo appearances. Richard Dreyfuss, you're better than this. Christopher Lloyd, I'd say the same for you, but you actually had the best performance in the movie. Eli Roth's contribution effectively sums up his entire career, and it was my favorite moment of the movie. And before I can give out my final score, I have to give a shout out to Andrew Gale for answering this week's Pop Quiz Hotshot trivia question presented by RealVideoViews.com. Kickstart your own YouTube popularity. See the link in the description for details. And if you want to win a shout out, look for the trivia question on Twitter, Sundays midnight Central Time. Piranha 3D serves up a blood soup with chunks of naked girls floating in it. There's also a barrier reef of plot holes, and these are things that are to be expected. Delivering on low expectations is no way to make a quality film, especially when it's not particularly fun or exciting, and the ending is an abrupt budget-cutting joke. I have to give Piranha 3D 1.5 out of 4 stars. I'll see you guys next time.